All right, listen up. This is a Code Ninja security advisory. We're tracking a critical vulnerability, CV-2026-1603, and it's affecting Ivanti Endpoint Manager. This is an urgent threat briefing, so I need your full attention. You know, the core of this vulnerability it's shockingly simple. We're not talking about some elaborate multi-stage exploit chain here. No, this is a straight-up authentication bypass that all hinges on a single, frankly trivial flaw, a magic number. And that number? It's 64. So officially, we're looking at CVE 2026-1603, an authentication bypass. What this means is that any remote, unauthenticated attacker, and I mean anyone on the internet who can find your server, can just waltz in and leak specific stored credential data from your Ivanti Endpoint Manager. If you're running any version before 2024 SU5, you are vulnerable. Now, just look at how fast this thing moved. On February 10th, the CVE drops. Within hours, public details are out, and scanners like Qualys are already adding detection signatures. By the 12th, Nessus is on it too. The window to react here was, and still is, incredibly small.
So why are we putting this out? Simple. The objective of this advisory is to give you actionable intelligence. We are here to arm you with exactly what you need to mitigate this threat right now, put pressure on the vendor, and most importantly, protect your perimeter.
Okay, before we dive into the deep technical stuff, we need to do a quick communications check. This is absolutely critical to make sure you get future threat intelligence from us without any delay. I need you to follow these 3 steps. 1. Subscribe. That's for ongoing real-time intelligence. 2. Hit like on this advisory. That's your formal acknowledgement that you've received this intel. And 3. Comment with your status. Just type patched or vulnerable. This feedback is vital. It helps us gauge the blast radius of this thing out in the wild. All right, comms link established. We are now commencing Phase 3, the Threat Protocol Deep Dive. Let's get into the weeds and dissect the technical guts of this vulnerability. Let's break down this 8.6 CVSS score. What does it actually mean? Well, attack vector is network, so it's remotely exploitable. Attack complexity is low. That's security speak for this is easy to pull off. And here are the real killers. Privileges required and user interaction are both none. That means the attacker doesn't need a password, and they don't need to trick anyone into clicking a link. It's a fire-and-forget exploit, which is why that confidentiality impact is rated high. The technical root cause here is classified as CVE-2026. In plain English, the software has a back door. There's a secondary path to a protected function, in this case, authentication, that just completely fails to check who's making the request. So the attacker isn't breaking the lock, they're just walking through an unlocked door that was never supposed to be there in the first place. And here it is, the exploit payload itself. It's just a simple post request to the remote control auth API endpoint. See that? Login type is set to 64. By sending that one specific integer, the attacker is telling the system, hey, use that other broken authentication channel. And it just grants them access. That's it. That's the whole exploit. That's your magic number. Let's be crystal clear about the blast radius here. This is not a theoretical problem. This leads directly to the leakage of stored credentials. And once they have those, they can start moving laterally across your network, which could lead to the compromise of every single one of your managed endpoints. And I cannot stress this enough. This is being actively exploited in the wild right now. It's on CISA's Kev list. The threat is live. Mitigation requires you to act immediately. Here is your patch protocol. Step 1, and this is non-negotiable. Upgrade. Get to Ivanti Endpoint Manager 2024 SU5 or a later version. Do it now. Step 2. Restrict network access. That EPM server should only be reachable from trusted administrative networks, period. And Step 3. As a precaution, you must rotate all credentials stored within Ivanti. Assume they've been compromised. Now, let's move into our final phase, the disclosure code. It is important that you understand why this intelligence is being made public like this. We operate under a principle called coordinated vulnerability disclosure. When a flaw is being actively exploited and a patch is available, our primary goal shifts to protecting users. You need this information to defend your networks. Frankly, public disclosure forces accountability and it speeds up patching across the entire community. So, I'll leave you with this one critical thought. You can follow the protocol, you can patch your perimeter, and you absolutely should. But patching doesn't turn back time. So are you actively monitoring your network for the use of credentials that might have already been stolen? The initial attack might be over, but the breach may have just begun. Stay secure,